Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to talk about the man that she overlooks is often the right man, and this is why she comes back. This is a very, very real phenomenon, but it doesn't happen with every woman. And so I think we can clarify that before we jump in. Usually, it is a woman who is very insecure, and typically, not all the time, she has parental issues, more likely daddy issues, okay? So, the first one is some women want what they can't have. And they chase certain men who are not interested in them, but that's not the genuine her. It's the wound that she has. That's why I mentioned daddy issues. Her relationship with her father is very similar to this dynamic that we are talking about, where the dad is non existent, she doesn't know him, or he's always away, and she's always chasing him or wanting a father. So, do you see the imbalance? She wants a father, he does not want a child, or he's not as available to be into that father role for whatever reason. It might not even be intentional. He might be in jail. Mother might keep a distance between them. But whatever the case is, she's always chasing the concept of a man. So her concept of love is familiar to this dynamic. And if you, a healthy, available guy, is there, she can't understand that. And her self esteem is low, and she wants to earn love rather than have it unconditionally. But when she heals, or when her genuine self kind of peeks through that trauma, she always tries to come back to you. I'm not saying to stay with a girl like this, by the way. They are quite difficult to deal with. And usually there's a lot more trauma. Some of them might have personality disorders, but this is more for informational purposes, okay? So let's talk about our community. It's a subscription-based community, and it's for general mental health. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about research. I'm probably going to put prompts on there, worksheets, and some of the prompts are going to be video format, just like me sharing the prompts. Another time it might be typed. I also might share like some blog posts or some writing that I've been doing that is research, and there's going to be reference pages. I might also show like portions of research papers and things like that, and then we can discuss about things like that. We can talk about emotional skills, regulation, coping. We can talk about hypothetical case studies, but of course, this is not therapy. It's also not school. It's just like psychoeducation. It's just informational purposes. We're not going to diagnose anyone, but we can talk about like potential case studies, things like that. We can talk about interpersonal dynamics. And so I really wanted a space for mental health. So that's the community that we have. Like I'd mentioned, it's a subscription based. That is pinned in the comments. It is priced at $10 a month, and I want it to be something that, it has a paywall so that not everyone has access to it, so that the community stays, I guess, more specific to those who actually have interest in this stuff. But I also want it to be accessible to most people. So that's why I chose that price range, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And yeah, I'll also share things about myself, and you guys can share as well. And so I'll see you there. The next one is that some women don't want to have a healthy and loving man because then she will have to match his pace. This one is really frustrating. A lot of women find it easier to date a guy who is troubled and struggling. And if you are that guy, or you were that guy at one point, you will probably understand this a lot. Because as soon as you get better, suddenly all these women don't want you anymore. Or that girlfriend you had, she doesn't want you to get better. She likes you down and low. These women they're not safe to be in a relationship with. I'm just being honest with you. Usually it's easier for her to date a guy that's a project, because she can point the finger at him and say the relationship failed because he's an alcoholic, he is a gambler, whatever the situation is. And there are women who date men like this, and it's not because she's trying to blame him or put him down. She actually wants him to get better and heal. That's different. But you can tell a woman like this because she often plays the victim in general. She often believes in a very unique dynamic of love. Like, she likes very intense love, very pressured love. You might even notice by media she consumes that she finds love to be a struggle. She thinks love should be a struggle. And you, as the guy who is the one that's struggling, and she likes you just because of your struggle, it's selfish because she doesn't love you. She loves your struggle. Because when you get better, she does leave, or she might cheat on you with another guy who's struggling. But if you see that she actually genuinely wants you to get better, she's improving herself as well. Because there's also something to say about a woman who likes a guy like this, right? She's probably not healthy either. But if you guys are working together to heal your wounds, that is a good woman, because she wants to see you get better and she's taking accountability for her issues as well. But if you're seeing it only one way and she just is obsessive with this broken dynamic that you're bringing, this is a woman that doesn't really genuinely care about you. She likes you because you're struggling. And if you're a guy who's not struggling and you have all your, cards in the right places, and this girl maybe you're trying to get in a relationship with, she keeps going back to these unhealthy men, you're probably dodging a bullet. And that guy that she's going to is just living in unfortunately, he's not really sure what the real relationship is, because she doesn't really like him either. She just likes the fact that he's a project. She needs a lot of healing, to be honest. She needs a lot of therapy. And it's not in an insultive way. I am a therapist. I respect that people need help, but you're not going to be that person for her. It's too much for you to handle. I'm telling you that. The next one is receiving love means that she is to admit all the people before you didn't like her that much. This is one that a lot of guys would not even think about, because men don't necessarily think this way. Women are, especially ones that are traumatized, these particular women, they really want to be chosen, the one, there's so many media about this, right? Where a guy does something really manipulative or unhealthy and then he changes and chooses her, really unhealthy. But women, especially unhealthy ones, they consume this. If they didn't have a connection with their father or a good marriage they could look up to, they consume that type of love and they believe that. And so when you give her actually real healthy love and she actually is enjoying it, this sounds strange, she starts realizing, wait, this is what love feels like. So all of those other guys who treated me poorly, it wasn't that he was just, he was just struggling to love me. He loved me so much that he was acting this way. It's actually that he didn't like me that much at all. And that's embarrassing. That's shameful. That's scary. And you basically put a mirror right at her and all her choices and all the people that loved her before. And so that can be really scary. And if she's a person who wants to change and is taking accountability, this stage shouldn't really last that long. If anything, you might not notice it happened. But if you do and she breaks up with you or she goes back to some not healthy or struggling guy, this is probably why. The next one is, if she does accept love from you, she has to face that her father or her mother, where the original wound came from, did not give her unconditional love. Women who have this wound, a lot of them don't like to admit that they have this wound. I'm going to give an example of someone in my personal life. I'm not going to say names of who it is, but I will say I'm going to say it's a relative or a friend. So somebody I know really well. I know their childhood. I will say that I've known them for many years, since I was young, okay? And this person does not really know that they have a father wound. They almost pretend that they don't. And I know their father as well to some distance. Father was incredibly disapproving, very distant, and favored another child. And so this girl that I'm talking about, she says, well, I don't really have much of a relationship with my father, so how can I have a father wound? Without realizing that is a sign of a father wound. And in her mind, I know this person, she always is dating multiple, she's always in relationships with guys who could not care less. They don't care about her. I'm just telling you the truth. They don't care about her. They're always struggling with something. They're struggling themselves. And she's had, multiple relationships in the time I've known her. Multiple relationships, because some of them are not even full-blown relationships. And she refuses to understand that that's not what love looks like. It is very similar to the way her relationship with her father looks like. But often she's in so much denial that she even has this father wound that she's going to tell herself, unfortunately, to all the men that maybe could care about her, or even the one guy that cares about her, she's not going to give him the real, genuine relationship she could give him, because then she's going to have to accept that whatever she's been doing her whole life is because she does have daddy issues. And people don't like that because they feel like there's something wrong with them. Not necessarily. Healing that is okay. It's all right to have issues. We all do. But it's a pride issue, truly. The next one is Some women, this one is going to be a little odd. And if I need more to give more explanation on this, I might make a separate video, but she needs pain and rejection to distract her from whatever is going on in her life. Usually it's unhappiness with herself. So the object of her attraction is some guy she's obsessed with that doesn't like her. And then you are a normal guy that if she was healthy, you guys would just be fine. Would be a relationship, whatever you need to do. But you don't distract her. You put a flashlight in her face of who she is. This guy is never going to like her. She keeps chasing him to feel something because in reality, her day-to-day is depressed. Maybe she doesn't like her job. Maybe she's unhappy with her family. Maybe she's unhappy with her body, her anything, her choices. But having a continuous obsession allows her to distract herself from everything else in her life. But you won't distract it. You'll make her face those things because you're not like you're a normal guy. And so this is unfortunately the reality of men who are a good guy. And that's why some guys, not all, I know people use this term I know there's a lot of terms on the internet and I don't really know it just because I'm not really on the internet as much despite making YouTube videos. So I think nice guy is a bad word. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, there are men who are really actually good men and they know the relationship would be healthy and normal, but she keeps choosing unhealthy guys. And there's a frustration that comes from men where they know this. Sometimes they don't know how to put the finger on what is going on, but they have this feeling that they know that this is not normal. This is not right. Why is this happening? And these could be why. And so I'm not going to make this video too long, but I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.